So I am now recording. Thanks very much. Today on the Icehouse podcast, it is a very warm welcome to Mr. Stephen Doecke. Hello. You speak now.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Okay, thank you.
This is
I'm going well. Sunny Blenheim, raining.
I'm in Auckland today. We should give people a bit of a background on our relationship and the Icehouse relationship. So Stephen Doecke is a Icehouse partner based in Blenheim. He owns a business called Asset Insurance, and Asset Insurance were founded a few years ago, and we'll go into all of that stuff. But essentially, the partnership works that you support your clients to work with the Icehouse, and then we work with you to help empower your clients. Would you say that's a good description of how it works?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And we've worked together for about 3 years, and at times I speak to you more than I speak to my wife, which is a pleasure. Would you say?
Yeah.
I don't feel like this. This is the time for you
you've got a sad life. You've really got a sad life.
Well, we all know that. But the people who are watching this, who know us and who have worked with us, will be shocked by how quiet you've started this podcast off, because normally we can't shut you up. So this is your time to shine, if you want.
Thank you.
So, I mean, let's go. Let's go back to the start. So you did the owner manager program OMP 40, but before that, how did you get involved with the Icehouse many moons ago?
Many moons ago, for my many sins, I was on the Japanese New Zealand Business Council on the exec, and we had a conference at Tauranga, and I happened to be sitting across the table from this little, weedy-looking guy from Auckland, spouting on about this thing called the Icehouse and how good it was and how they're going to set the world on fire and pull everything. And I think his name was Andy Hamilton, and we all know Andy's got an opinion about everything. And I sort of just, I just commented. I said, well, why don't you get your ass out of Auckland and into the regions where we really need you, if you're that good. And he just turned around and said, well, you organise it down in Blenheim and we'll be there. So that was a bit of a challenge. And I wasn't going to let him beat me. And lo and behold, about 3 months later on, we had our first Achieving Business Growth program with Leith Oliver. Mm-hmm. And effectively, it's just grown from there.
And Achieving Business Growth
program every year.
Yeah, that's right. And you've done, and the Achieving Business Growth is a workshop we had that then went to Achieving Business Growth, then it got called Improving Business Planning Performance, and now it is called, and I'm looking on my wall because I forget often, Building a Better Business. It's had more names than bloody Prince, that workshop, to be fair. But
I thought you were looking upwards for divine intervention.
Well, that's what I do normally when I'm on the phone to you, but you can't normally see it. Oh, my computer went a bit there. And so then you started supporting your clients to go through workshops and in our leadership program, and you give scholarships, and you've got the IQM scholarship. Give us a bit of insight into the IQM scholarships.
Well, when I first met Andy, I was working for one of the corporates, one of the American-owned companies, and I just thought I want to go out and row my own boat. And after doing it, being in business 12 months myself, weighing up all the pros and cons, and just delving deeper, because while insurance is necessary, there was something missing, and I came to realise that. Fire, flood and earthquake aren't the major factors. It's actually poor management, poor leadership. 85% of businesses, they say, cease trading in 5 years. I can guarantee you they don't all burn down to the ground. Mm-hmm. So if I really want to do the right thing by my clients, I should look at this Icehouse in the more serious manner than just having a bottle of red wine with Andy Hamilton. It sort of grew from there. I sat down with a couple of local business people who I've got a lot of time for, and we just threw everything on the table. What do we want to achieve? What's the end result? What's the return on investment, and a whole range of things. And we came up with the IQM, which stands for, IQ is intelligence, and M was for Marlborough, and to create an environment where the business people of Marlborough have access to the programs such as the Icehouse. Because at the end of the day, this is not meant to sound like a sales pitch. So for those that are listening, I'm sorry, but the way we believe it is that a better business person will create a better business, which will go on and create a better community. Mm. And if there's any other way around it, hey, look, please let me know. I've got an open mind. So we've set out, and 6 years ago it would be now that we sent our first recipient on there. And so far we've sent 5 people onto the owner-manager program, 15 people onto the leadership development program. We've had various people on 2-day programs that the Icehouse have. We've actually even, through one of the contractors of the Icehouse, we run our own leadership program for our clients' staff, and we've had over 100 attend that. And effectively, once you've done the Icehouse, you want to go that little bit further or maintain momentum. And I've also now got a relationship with the growth faculty, which the Icehouse have as well. Yeah. And it's snowballing, and it's actually quite cool to be a part of. Yeah, it is. It's more than just flow insurance.
It is. I think that when people ask me, if you think, just go back a little bit, and you won't sing from the rooftops about what you've done for the region, but I certainly will, because it's helped me. But if you look at all of those things you're saying, owner manager program scholarships, that's $5,000 a piece. Yeah, LDP scholarships, our leadership program scholarships, they're $2,500 a piece. All the other things you've done, you've stumped up a lot of money for your clients and for the region, and it isn't gone wasted, because that becomes a return on investment, because those businesses grow, they trust you, you're their trusted advisor, they work with the Icehouse, it stays in the community. All of these things that you've done, added on to a few great alumni that we have in Marlborough, has made the Marlborough region probably per capita one of our busiest regions for the Icehouse. I've now got so many contacts when I go to Marlborough just to meet up with alumni or people who've done some course with us in some shape or form. It's amazing for me, and I put that down to the support that you give, and then also how people have worked with us, the Icehouse, then talk about us to others, and then it's a small community there really, and it just grows. So it is massive what you've done, and you're not just an insurance broker. You realise that it's to keep people engaged and to grow is to invest in themselves, and you've helped them to do that. So, it's obviously gone very well over the years, and then after about, I think, 3 years of you running it, you got encouraged to do the owner manager program yourself, OMP 40. How did you find that?
Well, my business got to a level where I was eligible, and if you're going to be promoting something, you've got to know what it's about. It certainly helps. And it was interesting. I was probably at a bit of a loss that I wasn't your bog standard insurance broker, and I couldn't work out why this butcher from rural South Australia who happened to marry a Kiwi lass and end up here, how this seemed so right, and yet nobody else was doing it. So I more or less, I did the owner manager program, met some really cool people, and came back and I rebranded. I changed myself from a broker to a partner, because that's what I actually want to be. And it was just, even the logo is a Japanese, my version of a Japanese term called kirietsu, where you have, it's a number of business people heading in the same direction. It's a group. I put on a new broker just recently, and he actually refers to it as a tribe, referring to the Seth Godin book. It's all actually, it's been quite cool. It's been a cool trip.
It has, and we've been working together for over 3 years now, and it's been, someone who sells a program who then gets a call from you who says, hey, I've got this guy, he owns this business, he's a bloody good rooster, or she's a great person and they own these businesses and I want to support them. What do you think they should do? And then I speak with them and then I tell you, and then you support them to do that. Is, everyone's happy. It's been an amazing journey, and you're not flogging something that doesn't work. It does work, and they have all grown, and you've got some really big businesses under your insurance partnership now. And that's probably down to you investing in them and then growing, and you just staying as a partner. And then, so what aspirations to grow? You've now started Asset Insurance Christchurch.
Yeah, I have a business partner down there.
Oh, Bruce.
And yeah, Bruce Gray. He's it's actually interesting. The people that are within my business have had a life before insurance. They didn't leave school, couldn't get a job anywhere else, and just started licking stamps. They've actually gone out and got their hands dirty in other fields. And I think that brings a more of a common sense approach to what we do. We relate to people. And like Bruce is really, he's starting to hit a few home runs down there, which is fantastic. Part of my agreement with the Icehouse, being a partner, is that, I promote you people and we put our clients to your programs, but in turn you give us or help us arrange guest speakers. Mm-hmm. And it was a real pity just before the shutdown. We had Craig Carr from Carfields was going to speak, and there was over 100 people registered.
120, almost. Yeah.
120. So, it's this is a partnership with you and I as well, and and Bruce was. Man, he was keen as mustard, I think he was going to hand it over on a business card.
It's a shame. We'll run people who are watching this, and I'm sure there will be people watching this who are signed into that. It was a free event. It was the Asset Insurance Christchurch launch. People who know about the Asset Insurance Icehouse relationship, see the value, and the people that I was getting to go to that event were people who would be hopefully great clients for you down the line, but also Icehouse clients, but also they're obviously interested in speaking with, someone amazing from an amazing family in Ashburton that has grown and now become such a great big brand for New Zealand. And really looking forward to hearing that story. And I've run, in my time at the Icehouse, I've run numerous events in Christchurch, and it's a great region for the Icehouse, and we have great alumni there and great partners there, but probably 50 to 60 would probably be max attendees. So when that was flicking up and it was going up every day, and I was sending them to you going, got another 20. Struth, another 20. And then I'm ringing up the venue going, can we have this many people at the venue? And then COVID hit. But we'll run it probably Q4. I need to reconnect with Craig and get that sorted.
I think 120, that was going to be a record for an Icehouse event like this, wasn't it?
It would be. I mean, the funny thing about events is that when they're free, you get a lot of people sign up, but then there's a lot of people who don't turn up because they go, I've got that event. So I'm like, it's free. I'll probably not. But, even getting 60% of that would be an amazing crowd, 70 odd people. That would have been incredible. And it's also because the brand for you, let's tell the truth. Insurance companies notoriously something you have to have. It's a must-have, not something you necessarily always want as a business owner. But when you have someone who understands that and then gets you very good, and this isn't just flogging the asset insurance, but gets you a good deal on your insurance, and then says also you should go do this program. Here's a scholarship to attend it. It's a no-brainer. it works, and you are a trusted partner, and people who work with you know that. So it's, and it's great for me, apart from having to deal with you every day.
Hey Gareth, just quietly, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away all my IP. But I tell you what, if there wasn't a return on investment on there, I wouldn't be doing it.
I know. And between me and you, I
Yeah.
want more of your money to give to people. So.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll let you have it.
Cheers.
But when it's said and done, man, like, there's going to be some people that see this and go, "Oh Christ, not him again." There's going to be some other people that go, "Oh, that's an interesting concept," but I don't want to be the broker for everybody. I want to be a partner for some people. And at the end of the day, if you want to be successful, if you want to be more than a transaction, give us a call. We have an interview. We don't. It's a partnership going through. I want a muck-free environment, just like everybody else, and it proves it's going well.
It's not you don't want that as a tagline, though. You don't want that as a tagline. Asset insurance, not everybody's broker. That's not a great tagline.
Yeah, no, but that doesn't worry me. But people ask, even brokers in my own group, like the buying group I'm with, why do you do this? Why do you do this? I haven't always been successful. I've been a butcher by trade. Made money out of that.
You do some great snarlers. Me and my wife have had some of those. They're brilliant.
I tell you, and when I sold the shop, I invested heavily in wine, women, and song, and I tell you, it was the best investment I ever made. Returns weren't on the ledger, but then I got into earth moving, and
you've always moved the earth for me.
Yeah, I did. Every boy's got to have toys, right? And the thing being is, I either one didn't borrow enough money because I bought second-hand machinery, or I shouldn't have grown as fast. I learned so many lessons through that you see these when you're doing what I do now, and you see these businesses that are struggling, that they've got to go home and tell the kids that they can't play sport this season because they can't afford it, or whatever the case may be. Man, that kills you. And you can read all your self-help books and all these programs that even the Icehouse put on, but until you actually experience waking up at 2:00 in the morning in a cold sweat, wondering how you're going to pay for something, you actually have no idea. So, a part of everything that I do is to help my clients avoid that. It was, you have these little moments, and you think, oh, that's the meaning of life scenario. I sent one guy on this leadership program, and he was buzzed. It's almost as if he bathed in LSD, and he was going on and on and on. And then I turned to the wife and I said, look, when it's all said and done, have you seen a difference in him? And she started to cry. She knew that her family and her kids and her house and everything else was safe.
Yeah.
That's the cool part.
Yeah, it is. It's the network as well, isn't it? It's we run the events that we run as a part of the partnership. So in Blenheim at the club there, what's it called? I've forgotten the name of the club. The Blenheim Club, sorry. So at the Blenheim Club, and so we run those. We've had Hamish White, Andy's come down and done one. Kevin D'Ambrose Smith was booked in to do one, but we couldn't get him down for COVID. And we've done probably about 6 or 7 in the last few years. But as much as the owner manager program and our leadership program is about networking and getting people away from the business to work with others and share the stories like you're just saying. But even the events that we do for the businesses that haven't worked with us yet, or even you, a lot of the people who attend aren't necessarily asset insurance, but you're passionate about helping their region to grow. And I've always thought that Blenheim and Marlborough as a total, they have, definitely bat above their average for a region, would you say? I mean, there's so many great businesses in Marlborough.
Well, being an Englishman, I presume that your batting average is quite low.
And there we go. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a shock that we've worked well together for the last 3 years, isn't it? I mean, we don't really have much in common. An Englishman and an Aussie. I mean, you don't know anything about cricket anyway, so you can't start spouting on about that. You say you do. Bathurst is all you care about.
We're the only team that's been able to incorporate cricket and lawn bowls at the same time.
And DIY as well with your sandpapering, you know, pretty good.
Yeah.
So recently, we've all of the years that we've been working together, we've always been about our owner manager program and our leadership program. And so now recently we've got that smaller program that's virtual, it's online, it's for businesses under 3 mil, it's for them to network, but also be able to do it time bound and, you know, a bit easier to attend because it's all online. And you've jumped onto that, you love to look at it, and now you're giving scholarships out for that as well, which is great. We've just had a few of your clients already sign up for it, which is brilliant. Did you think that was something that we needed to do, or is that something that you obviously saw there was a really good opportunity for asset insurance clients to do it? That's Taking Business Forward is the name of the program.
I think it's a really cool concept. When you consider that, you know, this country and globally, you know, we're going to, you know, we're in for some trying times. You know, a lot of stuff that I learned is, you know, a better thought will end up with a better result. If I can get my client's headspace out of doom and gloom and oh, woe is me sort of thing into a headspace where, hey, let's be proactive about this. What are the opportunities that are going to arise? How can we position ourselves better and be proactive about that? That's got to be a good thing. Yeah. So, you know, I've you know, much to my wife's disgust, I've shot my mouth off, and I've gone and purchased 10 of these programs for clients to go on. I put it out to my clients last week. Yeah, last week. Yeah, and then on, you know, this weekend we'll just launch it on our Facebook. If there's anybody that hasn't, you know, if I've still got seats to allocate, and someone puts forward a decent case, well, hey, you know, if we all win, what's there to lose?
Well, I mean, it's nothing. I don't think it's a bad thing to be able to say, you know, a part of the reason that you do what you do for your clients is also it's a publicity, it's a marketing thing as well, because it's highlighting the great things that you're doing. So, you know, if there's businesses that are out of region, i.e. Christchurch, where you're trying to grow the new asset insurance, then so be it. That's brilliant that you're now hopefully drawing people in. So if there are businesses out there who'd like to have a chat about insurance, I don't think it's a bad thing to, you know, I'm in sales, just promote it. Get in touch with us. I'll put you in touch with Stephen direct. And it isn't just about us trying to get you onto program or spend money with us. It's about how the support that you give as an insurance broker, I reckon, is probably way and above what others do, because you do actually care, which is weird because you are a brash Aussie. And when people meet you, they think that you don't really give a crap, but you do, don't you? You've got a heart in there. It's shocking. No one knew it.
Well,
you looked longingly into the distance. I thought you were going to say something wise.
It's on the tip of my tongue. You know, I married a Kiwi woman, right? She comes from Blenheim. I came back here, right? And I don't know what it is, you know, I might be a sucker for punishment, but I just want to go out and try to find that one Kiwi that I can make happy. It's got to, you know. Hey, by the way, I know she'll be watching this. So publicly, I'd like to state that I love you very much, Sid, and I would be nothing without you.
I'd like to stipulate that I love you too, Sid, and I don't know how you've done it for this long. Who does? No, but I mean, semi-wrapping up, I do want to say that it has been amazing for me to be able to work with you, because you do care and you do give a shit and you want to work with your clients, and also you want to help them to grow, and then you believe in what we do, and it's all worked out so well. so far, and it will continue to. So anyone who does watch this, who wants to hear about the Asset Insurance Scholarships, any of the programs that we run and ways to work with both the Icehouse and Asset Insurance, then reach out after this. But anyway, let's go back to a little bit of you and you in business. Who would you say is your biggest influence in business? Or someone that's been influential to you in your life, and go, no.
I thought long and hard about that, because, like, for those of you that are watching, Gareth sends out a bit of a hit list before we log on.
And then I don't stick to it. I don't think I've asked you any question that I sent you.
No. It's hard to say. I've been fortunate enough that I've had various people come into my lives at various aspects, and give me a hand up, give me a bit of guidance, and whatever else.
Less about me. Who else?
Yeah, I would say my number one influence would have been my grandfather. He during the Depression back in South Australia, he was the eldest, so he got asked to leave the farm, packed his suitcase, walked for a few days to Murray Bridge, where I was born, and someone took a punt on him, and he became very successful. Just bit of street smart. He also did stuff for the community, and it was quite cool.
That's nice. I think that comes across in your personality. Again, people are going to watch this and go, "Are you serious? God, why are we being so nice to each other?"
No, you're full of shit.
Talking about being full of it, you're normally full of food. So what is your favourite food?
Well, I'm a butcher by trade, right? So, just give it a steak.
Yeah, good steak.
Just, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's going to be people out there that are vegans, and while I appreciate that, we can fix that. It's,
I was waiting until you started offending people. I mean, we've done pretty well. We've done nearly half hour.
It's a free country. Everyone's allowed to have their own opinion. I love. Give me steak. Give me a barbecue. Give me a barbecue there, and I'm happy.
Good. Oh, good. And so let's think about things that you like to chill out. And what do you do in your own time? Is there anything you go and watch? Netflix? Do you have Netflix? Do you do any of that, or Netflix and chills?
Just keep it quiet. I am an Australian. I grew up on AC/DC and V8 cars, and just give me Bathurst any day of the week. I just go up there. I'm in my element. I go most years. Plus also my brother's up there, so it's our catch up. But I got to admit, the first time I went up the top of the mountain and I was looking around at all these bogans, I'd realised that maybe living in New Zealand wasn't such a bad place to be. Because you just thought, different. They're good people. Good people. My brother's one. He lives up there.
I think it's quite a nice. I mean, I don't know if I feel like it's a nice way to end. You slagging off Australia, just Englishman. What I will say is that people
not all Australia.
No, of course not. I think what everyone should learn from our relationship is that you can get through, barriers. Yeah, an Englishman and an Australian working closely together, well, to a degree, and there's a lot to take from that, I guess. Do we work well together? Probably not.
Well, yeah.
You don't employ me, so you don't really have a say. You've probably sent a few aggressive emails behind my back, but it's fallen on deaf ears, probably.
Well, you're the one in the Icehouse that stuck around the longest.
I don't know. I think that's because I believe in you, Stephen, and I couldn't leave you. That's the truth. And we should leave it there. The cat has now got your tongue for the first time ever.
No. I tell you, we could just go on and on and on. I tell you,
So
we could just bury each other, but people will be switching off anyway. So
they probably
yeah,
did about the first 15 minutes. You know, we can say what we want now. We've probably got one viewer left.
yeah. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Mum.
Yeah.
Sorry for the swearing.
You push your button that says off, and then you don't have to put up with us anymore.
That's it.
And hey, look, at the end of the day, look, life's supposed to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah, we do. We do have a laugh, and it's. You said it earlier, but we get it. The Icehouse kind of gets how you help your clients and how we can help you help your clients, and vice versa. You know, you get how we work with clients, and you want us to help them, and so that's essentially what it is. It's about making New Zealand's businesses, SMEs specifically, grow, because they're the backbone of the economy, and however we can do that, we do. And I think that that's something that I've taken from working with you, is that it's you pretend that you don't care, but you really do. You've got a big heart, which is nice, and it's nice to work with you. And thanks for everything you do. I don't say it often enough, but cheers. When I come to Blenheim, I should let people know, which is often. You always pick me up if you can, which is nice. There he is, smiling.
I have a look at this. I'm blushing now.
Are you blushing? We can't really see that because the light's just bouncing off your head.
Yeah. I suppose to sum up our relationship would be in the following. I always wanted to have a big Tyler Land Cruiser, V8. You know, it's just, that's my thing. Real toy set 8-cylinder.
Yeah.
I have been diagnosed with cancer. It is what it is. So I'm fitting in as much in as what I can. I'll be around for a while because I'm too stubborn to shift.
You are.
But I rang you up one day and I thought this was just gold. I said, "How are you, Gareth?" "I'm going well. You know, my girlfriend's just about to come into a shitload of cash and get a new white truck." I went up to the wife and said, "Is there something you should be telling me?"
What you didn't realise, we got a separate phone. And actually, when I was on that conversation, she could already hear it because I just was still hanging. You will fight it and you will battle it, and let's not dwell on that because it is what it is, like you said. But
at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. You just got to put best foot forward and keep going.
Yeah, well, keep doing that and keep doing what you're doing in business, please, because it's amazing and we love working with you and we love you at the Icehouse. And anyone who wants any info on Mr. Doecke and his great company, Asset Insurance, then hit us up. Appreciate your time, mate. And I'm sure I'll probably speak to you in the next 25 minutes or so.
I just want to make sure that, that you'll go and give Raywin and Liz a big hug and a kiss from me. That would be appreciated.
That's the only way you're allowed to get near him, isn't it? Because of the police orders they have against you.
Yeah.
So, no, everyone at the Icehouse love you. We can't keep you away, and get yourself up to Auckland soon, please. We all want to see you. All right, signing off. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.